From the chaos of the Attitude Era to the rise of the Ruthless Aggression Era, the 2000s gave us legends, gave us iconic moments, gave us iconic storyline, and gave us an unforgettable decade in the world of professional wrestling. And every year had a wrestler that stood out above the rest, whether it's a storyline or maybe it was a title reign of a certain wrestler. So in this video, we'll be breaking down the best wrestler every year from 2000 to 2009. This is Esco and welcome to this video. So we start off with the year 2000, a year that's very fondly remembered as the best year from the Attitude Era as a whole, and they had so many wrestlers in their prime right at the same time in the main event scene. You had Stone Cold, you had The Rock, you had Kurt Angle, you had Chris Jericho, you had Kane, you had so many wrestlers at the same time gunning for the top prize. And in my opinion, I don't think there's any wrestler that really took over the year 2000 like Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H. And this is the year he truly cemented himself as a main eventer and someone that the fans should take serious in the company. And he will develop his cerebral assassin character, which made him more calculated and a more cold-hearted heel, creating the McMahon-Helmsley era with Stephanie McMahon. And no one at this point in the company was drawing more heel heat than Triple H. Every segment, every promo, they'll chant a-hole. Every time Stephanie speaks, they'll call her, I don't even think I can even say it. He just became more complete as a all-round performer. His mic skills, his in-ring work, and just his character work was just on another level. His legendary feud against The Rock and his legendary feud against Cactus Jack. Like if you actually say that, The Rock was the best wrestler of 2000 because, he really became the top guy because, Stone Cold was injured and someone had to really take that mantle of the top guy. I would not blame you. I'm not lying to you. But I just feel like Triple H really cemented himself as a real main eventer with just two legendary storylines, especially the Cactus Jack one. Everyone knows Royal Rumble 2000, the Hell in a Cell, and the fact that he walked out of WrestleMania 2000 still the WWE champion just shows how good he was that year. Jumping from 2000 to 2001, another year where there were so many successful top guys in the company, I'm picking none other than Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I know, yes, Stone Cold turned heel. Many people say it wasn't, a successful heel run, but just the fact that, he was still like the main guy of the company. He was still, the person the company relied on, especially when he came back from his injury, winning the Royal Rumble for the third time, winning the WWE champion at WrestleMania 17, turning heel. Yes, I understand so many people do say that his heel run wasn't that successful, and I do understand where they're coming from. But just the fact that he still made the most out of his heel run, aligning himself with his biggest ops, by the way, in Vince McMahon and in Triple H. I don't understand how these two would form a team after literally almost murking each other off and then becoming tag team champions, destroying the Hardys. My goodness, I saw that segment when these niggas literally almost killed Lita, and then becoming a babyface in one of the greatest segments I've ever seen when these niggas decided to brawl with the Invasion, and it was just perfect. But Stone Cold was the top guy of 2001, considering there were so many guys I couldn't pick, like Kurt Angle. We go into 2002, and this was the official birth of the Ruthless Aggression Era after WrestleMania 18. And the most logical and most obvious answer for 2002 is none other than the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. When we talk about rookie year, this is probably the greatest rookie year in professional wrestling history. From his debut to winning King of the Ring, to destroying so many legends and beating up everyone, to winning the WWE champion at SummerSlam 2002, defeating The Rock, and this guy would dominate 2002. I'm telling you, bro. His feud against Undertaker, the Hell in a Cell, he was just on his A game. I'm just being honest with you. And he would continue this way even in 2003, winning the Royal Rumble and main eventing WrestleMania and feuding in a legendary rivalry with the man we are picking for 2003, Kurt Angle. And for a year that was very transitionary, with the likes of Stone Cold retiring and The Rock properly leaving the company now for Hollywood, Kurt Angle took it upon himself and decided to carry SmackDown and the rest of 2003 on his back. Legendary matches against Brock Lesnar, having feuds with John Cena, playing heel and babyface in the same year, and winning the WWE Champion on multiple occasions. This was prime Kurt Angle. Going into 2004, I would have picked people like Chris Benoit. I would have picked Kurt Angle again, despite him being injured for some parts of the year. I would have even picked John Cena. But the man that deserves all his flowers for carrying SmackDown in 2004 is none other than Eddie Guerrero Latino Heat. And WWE hit the jackpot with Eddie Guerrero. He was over as hell, he was giving amazing promos, he was having legendary matches with the likes of Kurt Angle, with the likes of Brock Lesnar, and even making JBL a star in that year. And 2004 just showed that Eddie Guerrero was always meant and belonged in the main event scene. When we entered 2005, there were so many guys I could have picked for 2005. You had the likes of Randy Orton, who was in a fantastic feud against The Undertaker that lasted for nearly an entire year, ending inside a Hell in a Cell match, and he nearly ended the streak at WrestleMania 21. You had the likes of Eddie Guerrero when he turned heel and became the biggest hater of 2005 against Rey Mysterio. Even John Cena, who won the WWE Champion at WrestleMania by defeating JBL, winning his first WWE Champion of many. But the top dog of 2005 is none other than Batista, as this will be the year where Batista truly was the biggest star in pro wrestling, as he will win the Royal Rumble, he would main event WrestleMania, he would main event tons of pay-per-views, and he was the guy who truly ended the reign of terror against Triple H, and he actually won the feud. Like, this is the first time someone actually won a feud against Triple H ever since he won the WWE Champion for the first time. And he was, like I said, he was the top guy, even getting drafted to SmackDown and still being their top guy by having feuds against JBL, Eddie Guerrero, and like I said, Batista was him in 2005. 2006. I actually like this year. I mean, I was like 2 years old, but like I actually like when I go back. It was a good year, to be honest. You had Rey Mysterio winning the Royal Rumble and winning the World Heavyweight Champion. You had John Cena main eventing WrestleMania and dominating the main event scene on Monday Night Raw. You had HBK, you had Triple H. You even had guys like Randy Orton and Edge winning the WWE Champion by cashing in, and Randy Orton still being an awesome heel and tag teaming with Edge to become 2014 King Vaughn and destroy everyone. But I'm picking none other than the wrestling machine himself, Kurt Angle. And look, there is so much bias in this part of the video, but like, come on, man. I know Kurt Angle doesn't like being called Perk Angle, but this was the start of, let me say, peak Angle, when he won the World Heavyweight Champion and decided to have an awesome match against The Undertaker at No Way Out, and again going to WrestleMania against Rey Mysterio and Randy Orton. He later left the company this time, but to many people's eyes, this was the best version of Kurt that was in WWE. And we all know when he left WWE what happened. He decided to go off in TNA. In the year 2007, this was one of the easiest decisions I could have made, and the best wrestler for 2007 was none other than John Cena. And this was his year. This was the year that everyone realized that John Cena is gonna be the one to carry this company. Even if people didn't like it, John Cena took those bulls like a G and decided to carry the company this year for real. He was just on another level this year, and I'm being honest with you. This was the equivalent of Messi in 2012. This was the equivalent of Ronaldo in 2016 or even 2015. This was like Nas in 1994, Pac in 1996. This was John Cena on a different level. His matches and everything that he was doing. He had classics with HBK. He had classics with HBK, Randy Orton, and Edge. He had bangers with Umaga. He was on another level and he was carrying the company, having good matches. On a wrestling ability, this was John Cena's best year because you can, like, majority of his greatest matches in his whole career come from this year. 2008, there was no question. 2008 was, I'm not gonna lie, this one I'm choosing two people. Okay, I'm cheating for this one, but I'm choosing two people specifically for 2008. Number one is the most over wrestler of that year, other than Lil Wayne, and that is Jeff Hardy. When it comes to someone having the crowd in the palm of his hands, there was no one like Jeff Hardy. He was over as hell, and for us who were the younger demographic, man, if you're not John Cena, everyone was picking Jeff Hardy. I would say at one point he was more over than John Cena to the kids, at least, because John Cena wasn't as over as he was to the adults. Everyone knows that. But like, nah, Jeff Hardy was built different. The crazy matches he was doing, the stunts he was doing, Jeff was different, bro. And the second person I will pick for 2008 is none other than the best in the world at what he does. Do you understand what he's saying to you right now? Y2J Chris Jericho, the biggest heel, I don't know how he just decided to have a career resurgence, but Chris Jericho was different in 2008 when he turned heel, had that legendary feud against HBK, and he was rewarded with the World Heavyweight Champion at the end. And this was undoubtedly Chris Jericho's best version, in my opinion. And nearing the end of this video, 2009 was very easy. Very, very, very easy. None other, oh my god, none other than the GOAT, Randy flipping Orton. This man decided to kick people's fathers, decided to RKO and kick people's brothers, kiss people's wives, shave his head, and decided to become the wildest individual in WWE history. Randy Orton. Randall Keith Orton, if I can say it like that, because I don't understand what kind of voices this man was hearing. Because I'm wondering, like, think about it. And what's crazy is, like, he has never been this crazy ever since. After this, he was like, he was still doing some crazy stuff to people, but he was never this rogue. But Randy Orton was just built different in 2009. Won the Royal Rumble, main evented WrestleMania, became the WWE champion, and Randy Orton was on another level. I know I'm saying another level so many times, but I am not doing it justice, me talking about it like this, because I have never been traumatized like the way Randy did in 2009 when I saw him kiss someone's wife while she's unconscious, bro. Like, Randy Orton was, and what's crazy, this is what made him my favorite wrestler. Randy Orton became my favorite wrestler because of his crazy crash outs that he had that year. But like, Randy Orton is the GOAT, man, and 2009 was his year, undoubtedly. If you made it to the end of this video, I would like to appreciate what you've just did right now, man, and I would urge you to subscribe to the Escobar Show. Let us reach 10k subscribers and let's grow this channel into become the best wrestling channel on YouTube, if that's your opinion. But yeah, thank you. Okay, get up, bye bye.